Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Unfortunately, we don't have any honored guests. Pardon me just a minute while I take a sip of my hot chocolate. Oh, it's so good. You know, let me take another sip.
She's not sharing either.
Oh, it just makes me feel like dancing. Oh, so good. Is there anybody here who doesn't like chocolate? Okay. There may be somebody here who is too bashful, because people who don't like chocolate in America especially are in the vast minority. I tried to do research, and all I found was some very unscientific statistics on the internet. Mainly they said roughly 4% of Americans don't like chocolate, but in that 4% they had the audacity to mix in people that are allergic to it, or maybe that are lactose intolerant, just somehow couldn't tolerate it, and if it wasn't for those things, maybe they would actually like it. Those people, I symbolically honor them for their uniqueness. And had there been somebody here who was like that and brave enough to admit that, I would offer them this necklace symbolically, showing that I appreciate how unique they are. Now for the rest of us, picture for a moment a world without chocolate. No chocolate whatsoever. And then give thanks that there is. And it's to all of us, non-chocolate lovers and chocolate lovers alike, that I dedicate this speech on all the reasons why I love chocolate. Now first off, if it wasn't for the ancient Aztecs, we wouldn't have chocolate. And back then, their chocolate was way different than ours. It was usually a hot drink, and it was very spicy, not sweetened whatsoever. And it was reserved for royalty and also for star athletes so that they could be closer to God, to make them more godlike. And it's because of them, the Spaniards, they came over, slaughtered all the Aztecs, and that price came with us ending up with chocolate for the rest of the world. So, whenever you have some chocolate, give thanks to the Aztecs, and at least something good came out of it, which was chocolate. When I think of chocolate, it's something special. It's more special than a lot of other foods to me. And it's something that I don't know has comparison with other foods. Because chocolate takes me to my past, childhood, it takes me to present now, and it also takes me to future in terms of anticipation. When I think of chocolate, I think of candy wrappers. I think of birthday cakes. I think of old people, middle-aged people, and children all together celebrating a birthday party. I think of the afternoons that were cold and my mom would be baking, and it would fill the house with this smell of sweet chocolate cake, and she would break out this tray of brownies, and we would eat it without even having to go through a meal first. So there was that idea of something really good and also something a little naughty at the same time that grown-ups and children were all allowed to partake in, and to partake in it together. Now that I'm older, I know that chocolate is not necessarily that great for you. Now there are people that say, yeah, it's got good things to it, but they always hedge it with, don't have too much, because there's a lot of sugar in it, and there's a lot of fat in it, and it's also got caffeine. Now when I'm with a bunch of girlfriends, and we're talking about how we should eat better, we'll all have our little saintly halos on, talking about these better foods that we should be eating, more fruits, more vegetables, more whole grains, somebody whips out some chocolate. And all of a sudden, all eyes are riveted on the chocolate, and we are all into it. Basically, among my friends, nobody says no to chocolate, and we all share. There's also the scientific evidence that says that chocolate releases some kind of chemical in our brains that's like falling in love. Or it's just like happiness in the form of a food. So there's this idea that I'm eating chocolate right now and enjoying it, and then later on, even after I don't even necessarily taste it hardly in my mouth anymore, that I'm going to enjoy something more from it. So chocolate offers so much. And as far as the senses, it excites everything. It comes in all these different earth tones. There's white chocolate that's like eggshell colored. There's milk chocolate that's the color of tree bark or tobacco, and it often comes with stuff in it that makes it all these different textures, like nuts or dried fruits that make it chewy or crunchy, or candy stuck in there. And then there's the darker and the darkest chocolate that is as dark as the starless night sky. There is the experience of taking a piece of chocolate, and there's a metaphorical aspect to that. When I hold a piece of chocolate in my hand, it's like so many things in life where if I grasp onto them too tightly, they don't serve me well. And in the case of chocolate, if I hold on to it too tightly and for too long, it starts to melt. But in the case of chocolate, it's a sort of melting where, yes, my hands are dirty, but I don't want to go wash them. I want to just start licking them and then maybe wash them. There's all the different crunchy aspects and non-crunchy aspects of chocolate, all the forms that it comes in. It comes hot, it comes cold, it comes like ice cream, it comes in soufflés, it comes in jello, it comes in I don't know what, it comes crispy baked, it comes all sorts of ways that would take way too long to be able to list right now. And I'd probably be missing a bunch anyway, even if I tried. However, regardless of what it is, say it's like a bar of dark, shiny, hard, smooth chocolate, the second I put it into my mouth, it starts to melt. And if I leave it in there for longer, it starts to liquefy. And it's for this reason that already, as I'm even thinking about it, I'm starting to salivate. And I already had some chocolate. So, I say to everyone, let us give thanks, especially today that is Cinco de Mayo, to the ancient Aztecs who allowed us to be able to enjoy chocolate. Let us give thanks that there are always people that will be unique among us, that are not the ones that go along with the rest of the crowd who don't like chocolate. And with that in mind, let me honor the Aztecs and honor chocolate by offering everyone here a piece of their own piece of chocolate.
I'm diabetic. Sorry.
You can smell it at least, though.
I just can smell it from here.
Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters.